Alright, so for this, you're going to want to go look up xampp. Oh, ApacheFriends.org. I got, you download xampp. I don't need it. And then when you go through the instructions, on the last step, it'll ask you to, it'll say like there'll be a box you can click to open the xampp control panel, and you want to do that. And then this will pop up. And then you want to immediately pin this to your taskbar. Then you go to config under the Apache, first one, and then you scroll down to listen and type 580. And then 580, and then you want to file save that before you're done. Then you can click start on that and start on MySQL. And then let's see, then you want to download the code and then save it to, this is just the file that I named my xampp, but you want to go to your xampp file and then go to htdocs and then copy paste all the code in there. I just like copy paste the dir file into here, just in the htdocs. And then you can go to, and then you have to download the SQL from GitHub and go type this in, localhost 580/dashboard, and then click PHP my admin. Create a new uh, database called dare. Just name it dare, like lowercase DAERE. Create, and then in dare you're going to want to go to SQL, and you're going to want to copy and paste it all into there. So I gotta find an SQL. Let's see. And then in this, you're going to want to go copy from this line above database there all the way down to the word commit. You want to copy that, and then you're going to want to Control V, paste that into there. Maybe delete the word commit. You delete the word commit, and then so you don't have to copy commit. So everything above commit through there, database there, and then you click go, and it'll load up all these in here with your people. And then you go to localhost 580/dir, the name of the folder in htdocs, the name of that folder, and then index.php, and it'll bring you to the website. And then you can edit it in Visual Code however you want. And then when you save it in Visual Code and then refresh this page, it'll make the changes. Looking through the PHP, and stuff. So everything runs, the index page is the outermost, and then in that, so with the index page, there's the images, includes, NB project, and view folders. So when you're on the index page has all these. So this requires the include slash util, which is all a bunch of functions, and includes the database. So this is the variable for the database connection. With this, it's MySQL connect is the command with the information here. So I just did it once, and I just require it in all the pages that need it. And so everything runs through this variable action. So if the action is whatever, it'll do, it's in the code. So like action equals submit student registration, it'll check the username, it'll pull all the information from the fields, like in like all these fields, and then when you click the submit button, it'll pull all these, it'll check the username to see if it exists, and then if it does, and the password check, like the two boxes for creating a password, like the verify, uh, then it'll do this in util, which creates the student, puts them into the database, and that code looks like insert student. That code looks like this. So it takes all this in, requires the connection, hashes the password with this function. And then do you have a while loop while C is true. Uh, create this random number and then check where, like, select in the table student ID, or select the student ID from the student table where the student ID equals this number. So it checks to see if that ID exists. And so if it returns, that's the result of the query with the connection and the SQL statement. And then I check the number of rows, and if there's uh, already one in there with that same user ID, it'll be true, else it'll be false. So if there already is one in there, it'll go back through, and then otherwise it'll go out, and that'll be their student ID. And then another query statement, like SQL code, to insert the student in there, um, and then just the actual query to put the student in there. So that's how like that kind of stuff works. The way the action gets changed is, let's see, on what's a good one for that? Nav bar, I guess. So this is the nav that's included. So if index.php equals, this is like a link that you could do, so it'll make the action equal that. Or you can have it like on the student registration, the submit, the value equals submit staff reg right there. Oh, this is staff reg. So yeah, it'll say submit staff reg to, and that'll change of the name action. So then that'll change it. So then it runs through this code, sees where it is, and then goes to that. So like if you were to make a new page, like when I'm in student grades, so I start on student home and had just made links under each of the names called viewed grades that set the action equal to whatever class it is, like depending on the class, and then I have the session variable equal that class, which depending on which one they click, and then it'll see session equals class 1 and the action will equal class. Hold on. Okay, so yeah, if you click on one of the classes with view grades, it'll make action equal to class 6, and then you take that action equals class 6, so then then this active class will equal class 6, because I made it equal to the action, and then it'll include student grades, and then in student grades, it'll have that same active class, so then it can pull up it has the information where in the database the grades would exist for the one you clicked. But when you're creating a page, you basically make a link on one page that you already have, like this, or a button like the other one where the name equals action and the value equals whatever you want this to be. And then you go into the index and make an else if action equals that, and that's how everything runs. Um, If you have any questions, I can make another quick one of these again. Uh, yeah, that's how you download that and how the basics of how it works.